in this video, we will consider other things Jesus said, and then we will subsequently look at the things he did. Now, in addition to Jesus saying that he is the Son of Man, or Jesus referring to himself as the Son of Man, Jesus also said that he is the Son of God. So let's begin. In John's Gospel, the 10th chapter, we'll just begin from the 22nd verse. At that time, the feast of dedication took place at Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus was walking in the temple in the colonnade of Solomon. So the Jews gathered around him and said to him, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly." Jesus answered them, "I told you, and you do not believe. The works that I do in my Father's name bear witness about me. But you do not believe because you are not among my sheep. My sheep hear my voice, I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they will never perish. And no one will snatch them out of my hand. My Father, who has given them to me is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of the Father's hand. I and the Father are one." Of course, they picked up stones and tried to stone him. And then as if the conversation went on, and then at some point he said, "Do you say of him," because they were saying this is blasphemy, and so he said, "Do you say of him whom the Father consecrated and sent into the world, you are blaspheming, because I said I am the Son of God?" Okay, so a lot is going on here. Jesus calls God his Father, and then he says clearly, "I am the Son of God." And these people understood what he was saying. They clearly said this is blasphemy. Now, what is blasphemy here? For Jesus Christ to say that he is the Son of God, that means he is God. Because man begets man, dogs beget dogs, cats begets cats, God begets God. So if you are the Son of God, what you are saying is you are God, and they understood it, and they said this is blasphemy. Now, the implication of saying he is the Son of God and how the Jews perceived it, because they had practiced, or they practiced monotheism, which means one God. So if this man comes and he says he is the Son of God, meaning he is God, are you trying to say there are two gods? No, we don't believe that. And they were angry, they wanted to stone him. And Jesus had to clarify. He said, "I and the Father are one." So we are not talking about two gods here. No, this one God, indeed one God. But then this one God is the Father. The same one God is the Son. And then if you read this book further, you will see he also introduces the same one God, the Spirit. And so he says, we are one God. I and the Father are one God. But this one God is the Father, this one God is the Son, and then subsequently this one God is the Spirit. So we'll leave it here. In the 8th chapter of this same book, Jesus he had done a couple of things. He brought a woman caught in adultery. He addressed the matter. He starts to tell them, "I am the light of the world." He now went on to talk about truth. And he was saying that if you abide in me, my word abides in you. You are my disciples. You will know the truth. The truth will make you free. And they were uncomfortable. We are sons of Abraham. We are not in bondage. We've not been slaves. We are not slaves, at least. We are free. Why are you talking about freedom? And then the conversation went on and on. And then I'll just read a part. You see, they said in the 39th verse, they answered him, "Abraham is our father." Jesus said to them, "Okay, if you were Abraham's father, you would be doing the works that Abraham did." Now, literally, Abraham was their father, because when God encountered Abraham, God called him out of a place and he started something new with him. And so Abraham had Isaac, Isaac had Jacob. Jacob, at some point in his own life, well, Isaac had Jacob and Esau, but Jacob was the one that inherited the blessing. So Jacob, at some point in his life, encountered God, and his name was changed from Jacob to Israel. And Jacob, now Israel, had children, 12 of them. These 12 children were referred to as the 12 tribes. And so they went on having children, and their generation kept increasing. And so indeed, these Israelites are truly the descendants of Abraham. So yeah, they were correct. Literally, Abraham was their father. And so the conversation went on. Jesus was telling them that if Abraham is truly your father indeed, then the things I'm saying to you should make sense, because Abraham was really of God. So, but you guys are behaving like another person, the devil, who is a liar, is the father of lies. You are behaving like that is your father. But then that's not my emphasis. In the 48th verse, the Jews answered him, "Are we not right in saying that you are a demon? You are a Samaritan and have a demon?" Jesus answered them, "I do not have a demon, but I honor my Father, and you dishonor me. Yet I do not seek my own glory. There is one who seeks it, and he is the judge. Truly, truly, I say to you, if anyone keeps my word, he will never see death." The Jews said to him, "Now we know you have a demon. Abraham died, as did the prophets. Yet you say, if anyone keeps my word, he will never taste death. Are you greater than our father Abraham, who died, and the prophets died? Who do you make yourself out to be?" Okay, so this is quite clear. Jesus is telling them, keep my word and you won't taste death. And they are like, our father Abraham, who we pride in, died, prophets died. Now, why and who do you think you are to say that if we keep your word, we won't taste death? Jesus answered, "If I glorify myself, my glory is nothing. It is my Father who glorifies me, of whom you say he is our God. But you have not known him. I know him. If I were to say that I don't know him, I would be a liar like you. But I don't know him. But I do know him, and I keep his word. Your father Abraham rejoiced that he would see my day. He saw it and was glad." So the Jews said to him, "You are not yet 50 years old, and you have seen Abraham?" Jesus said to them, "Truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am." Now, this is quite interesting, because the first thing we are seeing here is that Jesus is telling them that Abraham rejoiced to see his day. And indeed, Abraham saw it and was glad. And they're like, "You are not even up to 50. What are you talking about? Are you trying to say that you are as old as Abraham? How could you and Abraham have met?" Meanwhile, historical estimates and biblical chronology has suggested that Abraham lived approximately 2,000 years before Jesus Christ was born. And yet Jesus Christ is saying, "We met." And so, yeah, they are really angry. But Jesus now says something even more aggravating, which is like the straw that hit the camel's back. He said, "Before Abraham was, I am." Now, what's the implication of this statement? Jesus didn't say, "Before Abraham was, I was," which is the normal English you would have expected. First, he has said that I existed before Abraham. But he said not that I just existed. Before him, I am. That is, he removed himself from time and says, I am being continuous, a present continuous, like I am. But that's not all the implication of that statement. For us to really appreciate it, we need to also go back again. We have already talked about how that Abraham had Isaac, Isaac had Jacob, Jacob was changed to Israel, Israel had children. Now, Israel had 12 children. At some point, Israel was in Canaan. Israel had to send 10 of his children to Egypt because there was famine in Canaan. He sent 10 because already the sons had sold one, Joseph, and Joseph was now in Egypt. They didn't know at this point. Joseph was even in power. And Israel didn't want to lose or risk losing his last child, Benjamin. So he sent the 10, go find grains in Egypt, because Egypt at that point had grains. And so they went to Egypt. Long story short, when they went there, they realized that, oh, Joseph is not dead. He's here. He even is in power. And Joseph now tells them, you bring everyone, bring them here, so at least they will be sustained. And so the whole Israel moved to Egypt. And then they were living in a part of Egypt called Goshen. And so there in Egypt, they were happy, living well, for as long as Joseph lived. And the Pharaoh then knew Joseph, favored him. But then Joseph died, generations came and went, and the Pharaoh that knew him also died. Now there came a new Pharaoh that didn't know Joseph, and so he saw this group of people, the Israelites, and they were increasing massively in number. He got threatened. These people are increasing in number. With the way they are going, if there is a dispute, these people can overpower us. And so he decided to keep them enslaved. He started putting them through manual labor. They basically were in slavery. And now God had told Abraham earlier on, he had told them that your descendants will be slaves in Egypt. This would last for 400 years, after which I will save them. And so now the situation happening here is that they are in this slavery. The appointed time for salvation for them had come. And now God wants to begin the salvation process. For God to begin this salvation process, he had to find a man. And so during that period, the Pharaoh had already instructed that the male children should be killed. There was this one male who was preserved, his name being Moses. Moses was now raised in Pharaoh's house by his daughters. And so at some point, Moses leaves Pharaoh's house. He finds himself in Horeb. He sees a bush burning at a mount, and then he goes to the bush burning that is not consumed. It was an awesome sight. He had to go check it. And when he went to it, he realized that, oh, this is not just a burning bush. This is a being I'm encountering. And then the being starts to commune with him, tells him that I am God. I am the God of your father, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. I am their God. And okay, he says, I have come to save my people, Israel, and as I promised, as I said. And then Moses now starts to ask him, okay, so God tells him, I'm going to use you to do this task. And Moses says, you see, these people you are sending me to, it's been a long time. They have been in slavery. They don't even know if the generation that knew you have died. They don't know who you are. So when I go to them, who should I say sent me? Now, that's where we are going to. This is in Exodus, the 3rd chapter. Okay, so the 13th verse. Then Moses said to God, if I come to the people of Israel and say to them that God of our fathers, of your fathers, has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, say to the people of Israel, I am has sent you. Hey, and now Jesus comes years later and he says, before Abraham was, I am. Now, God introduced himself to Moses as I am. Tell them I am has sent you. Now Jesus comes years later and says, before Abraham was, I am. He says, I am. I am. We're talking about the same person. I am. And they understood it. And that's why they picked up stones to stone him. Because you saying I am, you are saying you are God. You are that same God that we met, or that our ancestor Moses met. You are I am. You are I am. Really? Yeah. That's what he said. And they understood. So far, we've managed to go from him referring to himself as the Son of Man. He says he is the Son of God, and even clarifies that no, not two gods. We are one. One God as the Father, one God as the Son, and even subsequently the Spirit. And then he says, I am. Clearly, Jesus is saying that he is God, though he never said it plainly. We will then look at what he did. We won't stop at what he said. We want to know, what did he do? And then if we put it together, we will know if indeed Jesus Christ is God.